All right, I'm just gonna do this real quick. I've been talking about dangerous drivers for the longest time. In Coweta County, you dropped the ball when you did not elect Doug Jordan as sheriff. Do you know that I traveled? I went from here all the way to friggin' Ashley Park area. All right, that's 5 miles there and 5 miles back. Not one cop car, not one. Oh, I think I saw an SUV, Coweta County uh, vehicle, one. But I mean, he wasn't patrolling. He or she wasn't pulling any dangerous drivers over. All right, this is an epidemic. It's an epidemic of dangerous drivers. What's happening in Atlanta with this freaking batshit crazy driving that they do, that is literally, I'm labeling it criminal driving, because they're driving like they're getting chased by a cop, but yet there's no cop chasing them. Actually, there's no cops on the road. I don't see hardly any cops from here to hell in Georgia when I've traveled. The only times I see is when on the road. They're doing road work or after the fact when someone gets an accident. But such wasn't the case not too long ago. We used to see proactive law enforcement on there pulling dangerous drivers over. I don't know what it's going to take to wake you up. You want revenue, Atlanta? You want revenue, Georgia? You want revenue, Coweta County? It's all over the freaking road. Get your freaking law enforcement out there and pull these bastards over. They're driving, they're tailgating, they're cutting people off abruptly. Listen, dangerous driver. You put on your blinker as you're cutting that person off is not warning the person. All right, that's just CYA covering your ass. All right, you're supposed to put your blinker on well in advance, showing your intention that you want to get in the lane, and then that person will decide whether or not that person wants to slow down and let you in. But cutting that person off like within feet of colliding, turning your blinker on as you're committing the crime, and that's what I call it, a crime. You know, you're not warning that person because you're doing that. You put it on as you're doing it, which is an abrupt thing. The person doesn't have time to react. Pretty much, unless slam on the brakes. What you're doing is you're covering your ass, saying, "I turned on my blinker as I went before I went in that lane," which you didn't. You turned it on as you went in the lane. There's a big difference. Dangerous drivers, get them off the road. Period. Let's get them off the road. We need to get the congestion off the road anyway because they don't know how to drive. There's more people on the road now than ever. And it's getting worse here. Noonan's getting worse in a lot of other places. But I also notice places where it's better. And this has to do with the hustle and bustle. This has to do with the dumbing down of society. There's a lot of factors in here. But go look at this guy, Six Mifidi from England. It's unbelievable. He's speaking my language. He sees it. He wants to know what the frig is wrong with people. Yes, they're getting worse, Six Mifidi. Yes, they are.
Okay, it's lovely and nice, isn't it? Hello guys and girls and welcome back to whatever the fuck this is. And today let's talk about drivers, and is it just me, or do you think the drivers of the road are just getting worse and worse?
They're getting worse. They're getting worse.
Right,
They're driving
cars,
clicks.
I'm talking about cars, bikes, buses, lorries. You know, and that's not right, is it? I'm as guilty as everyone else to blame. I'm as guilty as everyone else.
They're driving in clicks.
Driving standards.
They're cutting people off. They're speeding. They're going in the left lane. They're going in the right lane.
Or driving test,
and like any which way.
They're in bike, car, lorry, whatever.
They're parking crooked.
I think it does need changing.
They're tailgating. The gators are tailgating. I said driving clicks.
Doing it in the UK is right.
They're pulling out in front of you. They're pulling out on a highway, doing about 20 miles an hour.
Then you do it.
You have to slam on your brakes and change lanes.
Not really.
It's no regard, Beauregard. I've already been through this.
So I think
how many times?
What you need is something like a rolling evaluation.
Well,
what needs to happen
is we need to stiffen the penalties and get the cops and drones. Maybe drones. See, that's what's happening. Dangerous drivers are forcing the hand of Big Brother to clamp down even more on society, because we got idiots out there. We got the sheeple, no regard, 2 Timothy 3, me, assholes out there on the road that are risking life and limb to get from point A to point B. They don't give a shit about anybody else. They're cutting people off. They're driving erratically. They're driving recklessly, and it's criminal, and it needs to stop. So if we have a lack of law enforcement, which I think we might, because I'm not seeing them on the roads like I used to. Maybe they just don't want to sign up anymore after the friggin' Obama regime. You know what I'm saying? How that went. Him bashing cops constantly and cops getting It's unbelievable. So get the drones out, pull them over, boot the cars. Everything's gonna be a smart car, so shut them down. They want to move to electric cars and phase out gas cars and turn off the juice. Get these assholes off the road because they're idiots, they're jerks, they're dumbing down society, and I'm sick of it. And I know this is not going to massage some of your ears. Some of you are going to say, well, he's being mean, he's being this. That. No, I'm being factual. I'm being factual because I'm out there every day on the freaking road, all right? And I see how it is. How you behave on the road shows me how you behave in other areas of life, all right? Which means you're a POS, period, end of story. 2 wrecks right here, two wrecks, not accidents. You did it on purpose because you drove like a freaking criminal, all right? And this is, if you're driving like that, you deserve to be treated as such, period. If you're driving like a criminal, you need to be treated as a criminal. You need to be thrown in jail then. Because a message, listen, Georgia, Governor Kemp, I know you made a bad decision on a certain appointment recently, but do the right thing with this, all right? We need to launch massive campaign and ads warning drivers that things are about to change. Things are about to change. Start parking. You got 2 lines, park between them. If you got a line at the traffic light, you're supposed to stop behind it. You're not supposed to be hanging out in the intersection. All right? I see all kinds of crap, and I'm done with it. Because the last thing I don't need to have a loved one or myself get in an accident because one of these POSs want to try to shave off 2 seconds off the trip. Meanwhile, they're risking life and limb. Could be shaving off their life and other people's lives permanently. What the freak's wrong with people, man? Are drivers getting worse? You ain't just whistling Dixie. Are they getting worse? They are worse. And something needs to be done about it. Period. End of story. We need to get them off the freaking road. Period. They're driving like it's Mad Max Road Warrior out there. And it needs to stop, especially in Atlanta. It's getting bad here in Newnan. We're 30 miles south of Atlanta. But in Atlanta, oh my God. Where are the cops? Where's law enforcement? Get Georgia State Troopers. Where are they? Where are they? It's unbelievable. Is there a cool new donut shop I haven't heard about that they're all migrating to? I don't know. Is there a shortage? Something needs to be done. We need to get dangerous drivers the hell off the road. And I agree with this guy. It's not just in UK. It's everywhere. And have you checked out Vietnam, how they drive? It's unbelievable.
Change the perception. How do you change what they do? I don't know. I just think that I don't even have an answer for some of these things. I'm putting it down there in the comments for you guys to.
He's pissed off.
To maybe have some answers to. I think a rolling evaluation is a start.